So this video will help you set up one of the assessments for your morphology quizzes using the assessment tool within Schoology. So the first thing I did was went to the Mutual Elementary School Grade 4 ELA folder that I created. All of you have access to this folder. Right here at the top where it says Add Resources, I clicked on Add Resources, and then I went 3 down to where it says Add Assessment. I clicked on Add Assessment. This is where you're going to actually type in the name of the assessment. So let's just call it a morphology quiz. And let's just see one of the, I think you have one called Thermo maybe later on. And then you figure out how many points it's going to be worth. Basically, that's going to be how many questions you're going to have would be my guess. And then hit submit. Once you hit the submit button, it comes up into your actual setup. The setup page starts, and then the quiz questions page is second. From the setup page, this is where you're going to actually type in your instructions. What I'm just going to do is toggle back between what you already had created on Word. So here's the Word document that you had created. So all I did was just copied. So all I did was just copy this. And when I go back to this quiz, I went ahead and just pasted it in. And so it came up that way for the students. Down here, you have some options of what you want to set up. You can check yes or no for any one of these questions. Down at the bottom, you'll see that they can take it more than once. I recommend taking it once. You can always unsubmit it back to them to take it again later, but I would just recommend leaving it at once. And then you toggle back and forth between setup and questions. So then when you click on the questions, now there's 2 types of questions that I think you would use for this, which if you come down, you're going to see the 2 types right here. Fill in the blank drop down and fill in the blank drag and drop. So fill in the blank drop down, when I select that, it comes up with basically the question prompt. So the first box is going to ask you to type in your question. So once again, I just went back to the document that you had already created. I copied, and then I went back and I pasted. I came up with a number, so I'm just going to take the number out because all the questions are actually numbered for you right here. So this will be question 1. So where this underlined or this underscore is, for this particular one, it tells you right here in the directions to create a blank, type an underscore. So I'm actually going to come all the way back, exit all this out, and then I'm going to hit underscore. Now it gives me a response. So down here, response 1, since this is response 1, now I just type in all the answers that it could be. So this would be choice 1, and then this would be choice 2. So once I have all of my options of whatever choices I'm going to have come in, when I come down to the bottom, it's already populated the question for me. Plus, it gives me the answer choice. So when I click this, now it's going to show both choices. I just simply, at this point, since this is my correct answer, I simply just select which one I want. So let's say choice 1 was it. I select it, it's put it in there. I come down to the bottom and I hit save. Since I wanted it to be an exact, let me go back into that and show you really quick. Because this is an exact match question, they have to have it exactly right. I make sure it's exact question or exact match to score points. So let's actually preview this question. So if you come up to the top, you can actually hit preview, and it will show you what the question looks like. So this is what the question will look like to them. Let's go out of that. Let me show you how to do the second question. So the second type of question would be the drag and drop. So that's this one right here. So if you fill in the blank drag and drop, simply click on it. So let's go back into that word. We want to put another question in, right? So we're going to do this. Once again, copy it. Go over to your questions and just paste it. Because this one's got the same underscore questions, we're going to go ahead and just back all this out and type 1 underscore. Now it says response, right? So down here, here's my possible responses. So I'm going to put choice 1. And you can have as many choices as you want. I'm just going to, for this example, just put 2 choices. And then when I come down to the bottom, Now it's already populated the question, it's already populated the choices, and now I just drag and drop the correct answer into the spot. Come down to the bottom, hit save, and now this question is done as well. And we just set up 2 questions there pretty easily. If you want to change the question, you simply just select the question, and then up at the top, you can actually edit the question when it opens it up. You can just do whatever edits you want. And that's how you would create the assessment. And so then once you have this all created, basically Schoology will grade it for you, and it will do all the information for you. If there's a way that you know what learning objectives these go with, we can actually tie a learning objective to them as well. And so every time the student takes this test or takes a test that has a learning objective assigned to it, Schoology will actually keep track of those as well. And if that's something that you want to do later down the road, we can show you how to do that as well. But this is just a simple way to set up the assessment and then get it to your students so Schoology can actually grade it. And if you have your gradebook synced, Schoology will actually send this to your gradebook. And that's how you set it up. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to Heidi or myself, and we can help guide you through the process. Have fun.